We're going to be talking about Susan Serpell. Susan studied at a top art school in New York City, painted in Paris, and built an international reputation as a skilled portrait and landscape artist. Although she was a talented pioneer at when it was difficult for women to forge a career as professional artists, she did not get the chance to build any kind of lasting fame. Born to a wealthy family in San Francisco, Susan began training at the age of 15 at the art school at the Art Student League in New York. Her father, James T. Watkins, moved the family to the city so he can work as an editor for the New York Sun. After her father died, Watkins moved to Paris in 1896 with her mother, who encouraged her to become a professional painter. Susan chose to continue her studies with painter Raphael Collin, who instructed her in the French academic style. She mastered a range of techniques and styles, and she was quite able to paint in Impressionist style. And she also painted in a more academic and formal style as well. She exhibited regularly in the Paris Salon, an annual exhibition of contemporary art and major venues in the United States. She did the 1830 Girl, done in 1900, won Watkins a third-class gold medal at the Salon. The painting of a woman wearing an ivy shoulder-bearing evening gown reflects Watkins' interest in historical portrait painting. The glowing Lady in Yellow, a 1906 portrait of the artist's sister, Eleanor Rees, is a good scene of upper-class life. Eleanor reclines on a sofa, looking as though she either just arrived or is about to get up. A Young Girl, painted in 1910, was Watkins' last portrait and is strikingly modern. Instead of being in the center of the painting, the girl, her thumb definitely hooked on her belt, is to the left, perched on the arm of an overstuffed floral print armchair. Both of these paintings can be found right now hanging up in the Chrysler Museum in downtown Norfolk. In 1910, she returned to New York, where she made an associate member of the National Academy of Design, which signaled that she was considered an American artist on the rise. She is the first lady to do this. Then she fell sick. The exact nature of her illness is unclear, because such things were not discussed publicly back then, and it was probably cancer or TB. The financially independent Watkins has for years rejected marriage, focusing on her career. Money, social honors, and a brilliant marriage were all very well, but to work out things with one's hands and brains gives the most perfect happiness, she said in an interview in the New York Times in 1910. A gentleman named Goldberg Serpell had followed her to Europe and courted her for years. She finally agreed to marry him in January 1912, and she died at the age of 37, a little over 6 months later in June 1913. Goldberg never remarried. After Watkins died, she was the love of his life, he said. When he died in 1946, he left 62 of her paintings, plus photographs, scrapbooks, and other items documenting her career to what is now the Chrysler Museum of Art.